Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hope you've had a good day.
We just came in from outside to check out 3 stars, try to find 3 stars.
I think we're pretty much there.
If you want to, that's the test for when you know it's time to make Havdalah. It's actually kind of a cool thing because it are the rules around this kind of thing, are they all just sort of artificial? How do we think about them? And it's very meaningful because it's actually an attempt to blend and integrate science, really. How do we define nighttime, and spirituality? And so it's also fun if you have grandkids or kids, little kids in particular. Did you see a star? Did you see the second one? Okay, Rabbi Tara, take it away. What do we got?
So we are beginning kind of a heavy week in the Jewish calendar. Wednesday night will bring in Tisha B'Av, the 9th of the month of Av, when we will commemorate the temple's destruction. You're welcome to participate in our Tisha B'Av yoga experience. That'll begin at 7 on Wednesday evening. Very simple practice, just thinking about grief and brokenness, not only the exile from Jerusalem, but the many exiles, I think. And Cantor Davis will be there as well. So that'll be a profound event, I think. But I am thinking about that theme of the temple's destruction, and our early sages were really bereft, of course, when the temple was gone, because they were wondering how they were going to connect to God. How do you offer gratitude? How do you atone when you don't have sacrifices? And they drew upon a beautiful quote from the prophet Hosea, who said, speaking for God, of course, Ki chesed chafatzti. God says, no, it's actually not sacrifices I want. I want chesed, velo zavach. I don't want your offerings. I want your chesed. I want your heart. So I'm going to offer a story that has to do with the transformative power of chesed. It's actually from a wonderful book that I highly recommend, 3 Times Chai. This is a story offered by Rabbi Michael Zedek. It's not a story, it's a true, I don't know. It's written with a Z.
I know, but
Zedek.
It's gotta be Zedek.
So imagine Denmark, World War II. And there's a man named Jordan Newsden, and he's working with the underground, the Danish underground. And they hear that in the next day or two, SS officers are going to begin rounding up the 7,500 Jews that are living in Denmark at the time. And so that was the signal for everyone to do what they could. And Jordan Newsden was uniquely poised to help because he was an ambulance driver. And as an ambulance driver, you can make your way here or there, you can collect people, you can take them places. And the plan was he would take Jews, bring them to the hospital, a real hospital, but then get them on their way to Sweden, where they could wait out the war. But there was a problem. He actually didn't know any Jews. He didn't know any by name. How is he going to find these 7,500 people? And maybe another person would have thrown up their hands, but he went to the phone book and he looked through, and when he found a name that he thought was Jewish, this was before Waze, he would look at that address, he would go to the house, and he would take them to the hospital one by one by one by one. And it's an amazing fact that only about 100 Danish Jews died in the war, were taken away by the Nazis. It's like 1%, 1.3% of the population. And think about how that compares to a country like Poland, where 90% of the Jews were wiped out. And years later, Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum in Israel, was interviewing various righteous Gentiles who helped, and they approached Jordan Newsden and they said, well, why did you do it? I mean, if you were found, you would have been killed. And he said to them, well, what else could I have done? I didn't have a choice. And those words, I think, are quite haunting when we know that that very same answer was the one provided by many Nazis who committed atrocities. What else could I have done?
Mm.
And so, as we enter this very heavy, poignant week of remembrance, let us carry this true and beautiful story of Jordan Newsden with us, and that knowledge that we always have a choice, and carrying our chesed, our compassion into the week can have transformative consequences, even in the darkest times. Okay, so we are going to begin before Havdalah, just offering Kaddish. Mayor will offer Kaddish because there's a number of people in our community and beyond who are bereaved and are wanting friends with them to repeat these holy words.
And there are a small number of congregants who actually say Kaddish every night. And if you happen to have a desire, you're watching, you happen to have a desire to join them because you're remembering them, or join them because you want to help them feel held, which is the whole idea of a minyan, please be in touch with us, and we'd love to plug you into that really beautiful practice of trying to say Kaddish every day for those who are in a period of mourning.
One nice thing about it is it's not on screen, so you do not have to get gussied up. It's just a conference call, which is a sweet part of it in this mode of many screens that we are in now. Okay, take it away.
So,
if it's your custom to rise, please do.
The mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru
Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'alev v'yitalal Shemei D'Kudesha
B'richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'yalma v'imru
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mramav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humanity. And let us say Amen.
Beginning Havdalah now. Maybe you have your own candle at home.
Light your Havdalah candle if you.
You're welcome to look at ours. You can turn up just a little tiny bit. Thank you. Okay. So we begin with these verses that point to a cup of salvation and the joy that this new week can bring. And we always relinquish Shabbat with a little bit of sorrow. And so we're trying to milk the moment and hold on to the sweetness. Hine Yeshuati eftach velo echad ki ozi v'zimratya vayehi li l'shua u'shaftem mayim b'sason mimayne ha-Yeshua L'Adonai ha-Yeshua l'amcha birkat yachasela Adonai tzivot imanu miskadlanu Elohei Yaakov tzela Adonai tzivot ashrei adam boteach ba Adonai Hoshia melech yaneinu b'yom toreinu LaYehudim ha'ayta ora v'simcha v'sason v'yikar ken tiyeh lanu כל ישועותיך ובשם אדוני אקרא. כל ישועותיך ובשם אדוני אקרא. And for the next one, Mayor can choose the key because my key's always bad for him.
It's fine.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen. Borei peri hagafen. Yai lai la 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 la. Yai lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei minei besamim.
Borei minei besamim. Borei minei besamim. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Borei meorei ha'esh.
Borei meorei ha'esh. Borei meorei ha'esh. Yai lai la 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 la. Yai lai la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, ben or lechoshech. This is about the ability to make distinctions. Ben Yisrael le'amim, ben Yom HaShvi'i le'sheshet yemei hamaseh. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Chatzotenu yimchol, zarenu v'chaspenu yaveh kachol, v'chakochavim balayla. Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu hagiladi. B'meira v'yameinu yavo aleinu. Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David. Eliyahu hanavi, Eliyahu hatishbi, Eliyahu hagiladi. A good week. Shavuato, 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 Shavuato. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
Have a wonderful week.
So hope to see you soon. Maybe even in 3 dimensions at a safe social distance.